Morning everyone. Right, this is my gazebo at home. Now, wife has decided she wants a couple of mirrors, one for each alcove, but she's wanting some fancy cutouts and everything in them. So we're gonna have a look and see what we can make for her. Right, so we're back at Soda Shack. I've cut two blanks out, which are 600 by 940, I think it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start working out and drawing the pattern that she wants on here. So we're going to have a curved top and then some fancy sort of openings, and then the mirror's going to obviously go on behind, and we'll see what we can come up with. So I'll start trying to work it all out, and then I'll fetch you back a bit at a time as I get on with it. Right, causing a bit of a headache, but what I've done is, as you can see here, I've marked up 60mm. That's going to be the width of the frame. It runs all the way round. Then I've marked this in, which is 15mm in from either end. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get the router and rebate that only about 5mm deep, so it puts a nice little moulding feature round all the way round it. So then we come to trying to do the arch at the top. So what I've done, I've measured down 250 on both sides. I've got my centre line, and then it's just a matter of working out the arc that you want. Now the way I've done it, I'll just show you. Just let me set camera up. Right, what I've got just a piece of scrap wood. I've drilled a small hole in the centre at one end, which is just big enough for my pencil to go through. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this into a miniature, or sorry, an extra large compass on here. Now the way I work out where I want the next hole is a piece of string, and nip it with your nail right at the top and pull it in tight, and then just hold it on the centre line somewhere, and then go to your 250 mark. Move your finger in until you're on your 250 mark at both sides, so you're on your 250, and then you can see you don't reach the top, so you arch it up until you've got to the top, and then drop your nail on there so it's nice and tight, and then you've got your 250, you've got your 250. So where your nail is, draw a line across your centre line, putting a cross mark in, using a brad awl, give yourself a mark for your point. Oop, slide in, and then line your pencil hole with the top, mark across from the centre mark you've just done, and that's where you need your pivot hole. Drop that in, and then just pivot it round with your pencil in, and that gives you your arch. I'll cut this top arch out and get that nice and rounded, and then I'll set my compass like this to a 60mm, and then I'll follow the arch round, which will give me the arch 60mm border as it goes round. So it'll follow this border all the way round at 60mm, and the rebate will then follow round at 60mm as well. So it'll all run in and all look nice. So I'm just going to get set up to cut this arch out now, and then once I've got that done, like I say, we'll do all this, and then I can start matching the fancy bits up in the middle that she wants. Right, now as I said, what I'm going to do is rest that on there, line that up with my 60mm mark and scribe a line. Right, as you can see, that's got our archway following round now. But what I need to do now is follow where we're going to take this rebate round. So I just need to mark these up now and then follow them round, and then that gives us then our total curve. So we'll get them done next. Right, and there you've got it. It all follows round now. So all this just will be rebated out, leaving this little framework all the way round, nice and even. So the idea is I'm going to get all this one made and get all the other bits done, and then just drop this straight on top of the second blank there, draw around everything and make two. So I'll start working the rest out and then I'll fetch you back. Right, I've got these worked out now. So I've divided mine up into 4 openings. Now to get that measurement and so all these are equal, you take your width that you're going to use, so you take the measurement of that, you knock off the material that you're leaving in. So I'm leaving, these are 20mm, so it's that measurement, whatever your measurement is, minus those 3 divided by 4, because you want 4 holes. It's not divided by 3 because you want 3 spaces. It's divided by the number of holes you require, and then that gives you your measurement then from side to side to side to side. It's not your measurement from centres, it's your measurement from side to side, and that's how you do all your divisions. So like I say, I've got the squares mapped out now, so I've just got to figure out the fancy bit for the top. Right, we've got the curves going up off the 2 outer ones, and the way I've done them, I've cut a paper template out. It's a freehand sort of curve that I've made out of paper. So I've drawn a line point to point, and then from the centre I've marked out sort of 10mm because I don't want a severe curve there, and then from there I've just freehanded it, cut it, and then draw the inner line and slide it across and draw the outer line. So we're coming from the inner part of the line going up, and then we go to the outer part and follow that that square, and to the other side simply flip it over and we've got the other side in as well. So now what I need to do is, there's two curves that go that way now, so I've now got to get them done. I'll have a play about with that and fetch you back and show you how I managed to do it. Right, so we've got our basic shape now, so we're coming round off of these and going round, and then we're coming off of this, splitting two ways, one that way, one that way. So that's our pattern now. The way I've just worked these out is decide how high I want these curves to come, and just place a mark on the top, and then I've got my start point here, which is a reference, and then take a sheet of paper and place it from the center line square across and up. Cut your paper where it intersects the mark to give you the width of the curve you want, and then it's just a matter of marking from there round from point to point, which gives me this sheet of paper here. So when I place it where I need it, which is from the center point there across a parallel line, because this is 45, and then the curve then follows round. And the way I got the curve was, yet again, just a piece of string to make a rudimentary compass, and just kept altering the length of the string until I got the right angle that I wanted from the point of the paper to the mark that I'd put on. So it's point to point, then you get your radius off your piece of string. I hope that's clear enough. And then that gives you that radius, and then you move over to that one, which gives you your second one, and then once again flip it for the outer one and slide it across again for the inner one, and that gives you all your radiuses then, and it's just a bit of freehand at the top then just to finish it off. Now, it's taken a lot of working out, but I think we've got what we're needing. Now all that's left to do is I need to drill a lot of holes in corners, and then I'll be cutting all these out with the jigsaw, and then obviously smoothing all the edges up, sanding everything up so it's all nice and smooth. Then I shall be routering, just knocking the corners off all the way round, just to give it a little bit of a bevel. And then obviously we're going to rebate this bit to give it a bit of detail, so these two bits then stand proud, and then a bit of paint and mirroring, job's done. Right, I'll fetch you back in a bit. What I've done now is I've marked opposite corners, 7mm in, 7mm down. I'm using a 10mm drill bit, so I only really need 5mm, but I don't want it too close. So I'm going to drill opposite corners in all of these all the way round, and then that gives me a big enough hole to get the blade for the jigsaw through, and then I can start cutting from one hole. I can go that way and I can go that way, and from the other hole that way and that way, which cuts your full square out. You don't need to drill all four corners. Right, I'll get these drilled and then we'll have a look, see what we're doing. Right, that's got all the holes drilled in each corner, so I say we can cut that way and that way from one, that way from the other, and cut all as same with all these. We can go round to there and up, job done. So we'll get these, get the jigsaw out now, start cutting these out, and I'll let you have a look when I've got some of them done. Right, start to make some progress getting all these cut out. Just show you a little little trick with the jigsaw. As you can see, where you start from the hole, I've come off the line. Now what you do now is turn the jigsaw round, and the old line helps keep things straight, and then you just trim back to there. Now when you get to your last bit for your cut, so what I'll do, I'll come this way and then I'll come up this way, reversing again back into that corner. Then I'll go this way so far and stop, then come back and finish this corner off before I spin back round again and do that, and it all drop out. If you just go across, it's difficult to try and keep a straight, to stop the blade from wandering while you're trying to nibble this corner out, and you end up with a bit of a crooked cut. So just before you get to that end and finish the cut, spin round, come back, nibble your corner out, and then go back and finish. I'll get some more cut out and then show you it again later. Right, that's where we are at the minute. I've had enough for today, so I'll pick this up tomorrow, finish cutting the bits out, and then it's starting to sand all these up and then just round the edges off, and then we'll start working out how we're going to rebait that section. I think it's looking good, looking very good. So I'll see you tomorrow. Right, we've had to move indoors back into Soda's shack. Yeah, the weather is atrocious, but this is where we are now. What I've done, I'll set the big extractor up just underneath. Hopefully that's going to take most of the dust away. So I've just got these last three to cut out, and then we can start sanding and what have you, and then start doing this profile that I want to do. There's no point you just watching me cut these out, so once I've got them done, I'll fetch you back and you can see what it looks like then. I'll see you in a bit. Right, there we go, got it all cut out now. We'll be fit it all in on the camera. That's what we're looking at. Sorry about the lights flickering. I haven't worked out how to get round that yet. There we are. All I've got to do now is sand all these areas up, get them all nice and square, because little bumps in them where blade moves a bit in jigsaw. We'll get all these squared up, then we'll get router on and just take these edges off so that they're just nicely just rounded over. I think I'm going to do all the way round, and then I can start work on this rebate I want to do then. I'm quite pleased with that. It's looking well. Right, we'll see you in a bit. Right then, finished sanding it, and I've just, you can see I've just been knocking the corners off with the little router, just a little round over bit, just to give it a bit of profile. So that's where we are at the minute. So what I need to do now is mix some PVA and water, paint on all these bare edges, let it dry, sand it down, because we need to seal all these so they don't blow when we paint it. So get some PVA, 75% PVA, 25% water, and then just paint it on. Like I say, I'll leave it to dry and just very lightly sand it, another coat on, very lightly sand it, and that seals it all and keeps it nice and smooth once you've painted it, stops it going fairy. So that's where we are at the moment. Sort of work out how I'm going to do this rebate that's going to run all the way around it, get that worked out and see what I can come up with that. and then we're starting to look something like, starting to look quite good. Once I've got this done, that's the other blank, so I'll sit it on top of that, draw around it, and then I can start making the second one, which I don't think there's any point in filming that unless something happens, because it's exactly the same as what we've done with this one. But we'll see, like the same again, we'll see how it all goes. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, for this profile, all I've used is a little laminate trimmer with, whether I'll pick this up or not, just a small portion of a round over bit, and that's all I've done. Just quickly run it round and just gives me that little bit of a profile. Right then, before I go any further, what I've done, I've just put the two together. So I've drawn around the complete, well, the nearly completed one. So while I'm working on this, waiting for sealer to dry and things like that, then put that one down carefully. I can be working on getting these cut out and getting this one to the same state as that one. So got all that one marked out now, so all I've got to do is a repeat of what we've done on that one, drill the holes, cut them out, and job done. Right, I'll see you in a bit. That's the mixture of PVA and water. I say it's 70-75% PVA, 25% water. You want a nice thick mix, and then it's just a matter, little paintbrush, and on all the profile that we've just cut, you're just painting it on, and as this dries, what it's going to do is seal, well, it sort of glues the fibres together. Then once you start with your paint, you don't get that like fluffy finish when it all when the fibres stand up. So this sort of seals it, and once it's dry, just get a really light rub over, give it another coat, rub it over again, and then when you paint it, it ends up just like nice and smooth, just like the surface. So I'll carry on and get this done. You don't want to watch me painting, but that's looking, with the profiles done now, that's looking rather nice. There we are, we've got one coat of the PVA and water on now. You can see how it goes like a darker brown from the original. And if you listen, you can hear the roughness, and that's where the water in the PVA has raised, not the grain, but raised the fibres as such. If you don't do this, what happens is it all goes like a cotton woolly sort of effect, and it just looks awful. So if ever you're painting MDF, you've got to make sure you seal it to make sure you get a decent finish. So let that dry off properly, and then we'll give it a light rub down and another coat. While that's happening, start cutting this one out. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, this is ready for a bit of a rub down now. Now when you're doing this, you're not actually sanding, you're just giving it, it's more of a good wipe over than a sand. And all you're looking for is for that white. Once it's turned white, that's literally all you're doing, and that's nice and smooth now. Same on the front. You can see as I'm just wiping it, it starts to turn a white colour. And I found this works about the best out of all the methods I've tried for sealing MDF, and that gives you a really nice smooth finish. And then what I'll do, I'll give it another coat just to build that finish up, do the same again, and then that'll take paint just as well as what the face will. I'll get all this done and then we'll see where we are. I think we're going to have to leave it there for this one. This video was going to be a bit too long, so we'll do it in 2 halves. So if it's been of any use or interesting to you, give us a like and a subscribe, and if you think anybody would be interested, share it along. Right, we'll catch you in the next one.